Association. I would like to welcome you to our continuing education program on the new APA Ethics Code. The program will consist of 4 lectures. Each lecture will be followed by one question. In the first lecture, we will discuss some background and give an overview to the Ethics Code. Then we will look at 3 sections in the document itself. First, the Introduction and Applicability section. Second, the Preamble. And third, the General Principles section. In the second lecture, we will look at sections 1, 2, and 3 of the ethical standards. These are, first, resolving ethical issues. Second, competence. And third, human relations. In the third lecture, we will review sections 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the ethical standards. These are privacy and confidentiality, advertising and other public statements, record keeping and fees, and education and training. In the fourth and final lecture, we will review sections 8, 9, and 10 of the ethical standards. These are research and publication, assessment, and finally section 10, therapy. Our lectures of necessity will hit only the highlights of the new Ethics Code, and this brings up the important point about resources you have available through the Ethics Office of the American Psychological Association. You will, of course, find the Ethics Code on the Ethics section of APA's website. That address is www.apa.org/ethics. Also at that website, you will find a red line comparison. That is, a word-by-word comparison between the previous Ethics Code, the 1992 Ethics Code, and the new Ethics Code, which was adopted in 2002. Now, I'd like to give some background for the new APA Ethics Code. The first Ethics Code of the American Psychological Association was written in 1953. That Ethics Code was 171 pages long. The new Ethics Code, which is APA's 10th Ethics Code, is only 14 pages long, so we have much to be thankful for. The new Ethics Code follows its predecessor, the 1992 Code, in format and structure, and thus has 4 parts. First, an introduction and applicability. Second, a preamble. Third, a set of general principles. And fourth, the ethical standards. The Council of Representatives of the American Psychological Association adopted the new code in August of 2002 at our annual convention. The new code became effective on June 1st, 2003. Now, we refer to this document as the Ethics Code, but that's not its formal title. The formal title of the document is the Ethical Principles of Psychologists and Code of Conduct. The distinction between ethical principles and code of conduct is important, and we will discuss that distinction at greater length in just a bit. I'd like to say a word about the process of revising the Ethics Code. According to the bylaws of the American Psychological Association, one of the responsibilities of the Ethics Committee is to formulate rules of ethics for adoption by the association. Thus, the APA Ethics Committee has the responsibility of revising APA Ethics Code from time to time, as the committee deems appropriate. In 1996, to fulfill its responsibilities under the bylaws, the Ethics Committee created what became known as the Ethics Code Task Force, or ECTF for short. The mission of the Ethics Code Task Force, or ECTF, was to look at the Ethics Code and to make recommendations for a revision. The ECTF met for the first time in 1997 and continued to meet for the following 5 years. The Ethics Code Task Force made a very explicit goal of making the process of revising the Ethics Code as open, participatory, and inclusive as possible. The ECTF published drafts of its work in the APA Monitor and on the APA website, and a web-based program was crafted whereby people could submit comments directly to the ECTF by email. The ECTF reached out to every constituency within APA as it worked to revise the Ethics Code. The end result was that the Ethics Code Task Force collected nearly 1,400 comments on how to revise the Ethics Code before it submitted the 7th draft of a revised code to the Ethics Committee in the spring of 2002. The Ethics Committee reviewed this document that the ECTF had worked so hard and diligently to create, and then forwarded the document to the Board of Directors, which, in turn, sent the document to the Council of Representatives for approval. At the 2002 Annual Convention in Chicago, the Council of Representatives unanimously approved this new document as APA's new Ethics Code. The new Ethics Code became effective on June 1st of 2003.